Of all the Javelins, the Storm's probably the most tactical.
Dropping down those meteors, oh, it's great.
We knew that we had to nail that feeling of being able to call down power.
And the Interceptor is the most nimble, most quick.
Ninja, smoke bomb, zipping around in the back lines.
A huge spectrum of superheroes, culture, and video games comes into all of this. And I think that's why they also feel different as you play them in the game. When we set out to make the Javelins, the most important thing was that they feel different, but a player could play any of them.
What you really want is that iconic action where you are someone who does something that looks like what you're known for and allows you to exist as a character with an identity within the space.
Each Javelin had its own component that really speaks to what and who it is at its core. For the Interceptor, we knew we had to get the feeling of fluidity down pat.
It is just barely big enough to fit you in there, and it's designed to look sleek. It's at the edge of cutting edge of what currently exists as technology. It's got like more sci-fi elements.
The way that it moves, the triple dash, it's the animations as it tumbles, it twirls through the air. It all had to feel very acrobatic and light, and yet powerful and dangerous.
Ninja assassin was kind of the phrasing we used internally. You know, you dash in, you dash out, it's quick moving, it's a more slender suit. It's got really fast turning, so you can be very agile.
Just the agility and the ability to fly around even close to the ground and through corridors and pillars and everything like that is just amazing.
It's also the one that is most heavily melee focused, so it can get in close, stab with its daggers, and then get out of there.
The Interceptor lets me do that kind of like ninja, smoke bomb, zipping around in the back lines, just taking down high value targets.
I think Spark Dash is probably the one for the Interceptor that's the most iconic to it, which is you can dash to an enemy and you kind of blink in, assassinate them, and then dash out, which is a really cool thing for the Interceptor.
I think the Interceptor Ultimate is my favorite ability in the whole game. Basically, you just pull out your daggers and you're stabbing things.
My favorite Javelin is by far the Storm right now. Could change, but for the Storm, we knew that we had to nail that feeling of being able to call down power.
The Storm is more anchored in the Anthem itself, so it's more magic, more mystical.
It's all fire, ice, electricity. And so that's more inspired by traditional mages in RPG games.
Of all the Javelins, the Storm's probably the most tactical.
It's the Javelin that hovers across the battle and can go over and around and see what's going on.
And the way that he controls and the way that he moves throughout the region is actually really interesting as well. He's very fluid in his movements, and also this one, unlike the others, can actually levitate, and so you can actually move around in a way that the others cannot.
You feel like a god in the sky.
The way that you can blink, teleport, dash.
You're more in that kind of controller space of being able to do a lot of crowd control, apply a lot of status effects.
The glass cannon, if you will, and it floats above the battlefield. That's kind of its thing.
More on the back, providing utility, freezing the enemies, making sure that we can do like combos with each other.
I'll just sit back with your shield up, floating in the background of your team, and when a high value target pops up on the battlefield, you just
My favorite ability for the Storm has to be the Lightning Strike. So you get like these cool clouds that kind of build above. And
The ramp up to it with the sound and a little bit of the VFX.
The crack of it all. Oh, it's great. it's power overwhelming.
You can call down lightning out of the sky like a god and smite your enemies. Man, it really speaks to me.
There's really this diverse thing of fantasy and real life, science fiction or high fantasy that kind of went into all the suits. And I think you can feel that flavor in them. I think that's why they also feel different as you play them.
Developing content for Anthem's live service is a huge endeavor.
There's something big on the horizon that is different that you haven't experienced before.
The endgame has some cool twists in Anthem that we're very excited about.
Ultimately, we just want to do what is right by the game and right by the players who play the game.